Oh, another great question. Thank you. So why do I say that dating is out and modern courtship is in? Well, if we look at the divorce rate in relationships, marriages in this country, the United States has the highest divorce rate of any other country on the face of the earth, 51%. And as a prelude to getting married, what often leads up to that is what we call dating. So if we have a 51% divorce rate, the highest failure rate of any other country, then I also am reversing it and looking back at what is leading up to marriage with such a high failure rate, which means we now have to look at dating and how we've been doing it. And so in my new book, The Love Lies, I use a term called Modern Courtship, and it is a replacement and an alternative to dating because that tends not to work for women, it tends not to work for men. And unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, by date 3 or sooner in the dating paradigm as we do it, we're usually opening our legs as women. We're not getting to know him, which though we claim that's what dating is about, is not really happening. That's rhetoric. And it's a claim that dating is not fulfilling on. So in the current way we interact on dates, what is actually occurring when we're on a date is not getting to know him, though we claim that, but instead there is constant and relentless judging and assessing, screening and rejecting going on in our minds. We're not even present to the guy because we have a internal checklist. In my book, I call it the scoreboard that we're really going through to see does he fulfill or not fulfill. Is it a blank or is it a check mark? So in our current dating paradigm, it moves way too fast. Sex is treated as a commodity. And it's a very different dynamic as a woman when you are being entered in the act of sex, because that means we are receiving something. And what we often don't realize is happening when sex is entering so soon or at all is that man's emotional energy is leaving an imprint in our bodies, literally. And I think it's no surprise that we have an epidemic of uterine fibroids, cysts, tumors, polyps, at epidemic proportions in this country. So in our current dating model, we also usually tend to relinquish the pace of how things are moving, fast or slow, to being set by the man. However, we as the woman are the pace setters. So what does modern courtship offer? And one of the reasons I'm, so big on the bandwagon of out with dating as we've been doing it and in with modern courtship. One, it slows things down. It's based on truly getting to know a man for real, not just rhetoric. And then we get to learn how to be fascinated. So many of the relationship books out there put an emphasis on us being interesting, put an emphasis on us being fascinating. But in modern courtship, the axis is shifted. It's for women to learn how to be fascinated by the other. Modern courtship also shifts your attention from judging him on whether or not he's showing you a good time, which often is correlated with how much money he's had to outlay, to a woman learning how to be a great date. Not a good date, a great date. And in the book, I talk about, well, how do you know if you've been a great date? Something else that modern courtship offers is it helps us wisely manage the sexual energy instead of that taking things over, usually by date 3. And once sex enters the scene, it tends to continue to dominate the scene. So in my book, The Love Lies, I talk about what are the principles of modern courtship, learning how to minimize what I call the energy units, starting with the day date, 60 minutes in length the first time, not having dates inside his home or inside your home, that sacred space, and some other principles that will help us make the shift out of dating, which is not working, and into modern courtship. It is a win-win all the way around. There's absolutely no downside. And I wish I could wave a wand and have all of us start to abide by my modern courtship principles. Hey y'all, this is Debrena Jackson Gandy, your relationships readiness and detox coach. and want to invite you to come to my awesome website, didyoubuythelovelies.com. You can find out how to and actually purchase a copy of The Love Lies from an online retailer of your choice. You can also go into any national bookstores and order a copy, or you can order a personalized gift copy, all from my site. I also have a wonderful free network called the Bliss Network, a way to stay connected, be involved with our Facebook chat groups, stay up on events going on with Love Academy and what I call the Relationships Revolution. So thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you at didyoubuythelovelies.com. Ta-ta.